The moment filming began, it marked a true cinematic victory, both in front of the camera and behind it. Director Lewis Gilbert later recalled that everyone watching the monitors burst into applause. It wasn't simply a stunt that worked, it was a landmark achievement that redefined what filmmakers believed could be accomplished. The opening sequence of The Spy Who Loved Me still stands as one of the most exhilarating introductions in James Bond history. Its power doesn't come from visual effects, but from authenticity. It was real, and nothing compares to reality, especially when it flirts so closely with catastrophe. Real flying. Action films are filled with breathtaking moments, yet very few can rival the genuine danger captured in Terminator 2, Judgment Day. One of the movie's most pulse-pounding scenes was created without computer graphics or digital enhancement. Instead, it depended on a fearless stunt pilot and a crew willing to risk everything to capture the shot. During the film's explosive chase sequence, a helicopter pursues a truck through a tight freeway underpass. This wasn't a scaled model or a green screen illusion. Director James Cameron demanded the scene be shot for real, requiring an actual helicopter to fly under a bridge at high speed, barely clearing the structure by inches. The responsibility fell to stunt pilot Charles A. Tambaro. He piloted the full-sized helicopter beneath the bridge multiple times, not just once. The maneuver was considered so dangerous that the camera crew refused to ride inside the aircraft. Instead, cameras were operated remotely as Tambaro guided the helicopter through steel beams and speeding traffic below. Cameron's dedication to realism paid off. The tension in the scene feels authentic, because it is. There are no digital tricks or post-production illusions, only precision flying and unwavering nerve. The result is unforgettable and intensifies the film's already relentless pace. This moment demonstrates just how far filmmakers and stunt teams will go to elevate stakes. In Terminator 2, that pursuit of authenticity helped cement its reputation as one of the greatest action films ever made. A frightening turn. Sometimes comedy takes a terrifying detour. Not every on-set incident is harmless, and one of the most disturbing examples occurred during a film celebrated for its lighthearted charm. In Back to the Future Part 3, a scene intended to build tension nearly became a tragedy, and shockingly, the footage remained in the finished movie. Set in the Old West, the scene shows Marty McFly trapped and left hanging by the neck in a town square. While meant to be dramatic, the situation became dangerously real during filming. Michael J. Fox was supported by a safety harness designed to prevent injury, but for a brief and horrifying moment, it failed. As filming continued, the pressure on Fox's neck increased. When he began to struggle and then fall limp, the crew initially believed he was acting. In reality, he was losing consciousness. Only seconds later did the team realize something was wrong and rushed to bring him down. Remarkably, Fox recovered quickly and later insisted on completing the scene. Even more shocking is that the actual footage was used in the final cut. What viewers see is the real moment he was unintentionally choked. His movements and stillness were not performance, they were real. Despite belonging to a fun time travel adventure, the scene stands as a chilling reminder of the dangers involved in filmmaking. Even the most playful stories can be pierced by reality. A song that changed the script. Some cinematic moments linger long after the screen fades to black. One of the most unsettling and iconic came from A Clockwork Orange, where a familiar melody transformed an already disturbing scene. What makes it even more powerful is that it was never planned. During the infamous home invasion sequence, Alex and his gang terrorize a couple inside their home. The scene is deeply uncomfortable, but what elevated it to legendary status was Malcolm McDowell singing Singin' in the Rain during the assault. The contrast between the upbeat song and the violence created an unforgettable sense of unease. That decision wasn't scripted, it was entirely McDowell's instinct. Director Stanley Kubrick struggled to make the scene work after numerous takes. Then, without warning, McDowell began singing and dancing with chilling delight. Kubrick was stunned and immediately altered the scene to include it. The result became one of the most discussed sequences in film history. The clash between joyful music and horrific imagery unsettled audiences worldwide. It didn't just define the character, It delivered a statement about the terrifying connection between charm and cruelty. That spontaneous choice reshaped the film's tone and proved that an actor's intuition can surpass even a director's vision. A shocking shave. In a movie fueled by chaos and excess, one unscripted act managed to steal the spotlight. During a wild office party scene in The Wolf of Wall Street, an extra made a split-second decision no one anticipated. She shaved her head on camera, completely unplanned. The scene was meant to showcase extreme behavior and reckless indulgence. As the cast danced and shouted, Natasha Newman, portraying a minor office worker, grabbed clippers and shaved her head in full view of everyone. No one had asked her to do it. Director Martin Scorsese was just as surprised, but he kept the cameras rolling. The reactions captured were genuine shock and excitement, perfectly matching the film's chaotic energy. The act embodied the film's unhinged spirit and became a symbol of how far performers were willing to go. It proved that some of the most unforgettable moments aren't planned. They erupt from instinct and adrenaline. Friends chaos. One of the most beloved moments from Friends wasn't scripted at all. Designed to be silly, it turned into television gold because the cast couldn't stop laughing. The scene centers on Ross attempting to play the bagpipes for Monica and Chandler's wedding. While already absurd on paper, David Schwimmer took it further by actually learning to play badly. His enthusiastic screeching instantly pushed the scene into hilarious chaos. What made it legendary was the cast's real reactions. Jennifer Aniston visibly broke character, while Lisa Kudrow improvised by singing along off-key. Their laughter wasn't acting, and the producers loved it so much they kept it in the final episode. It felt genuine, friends losing control together, which is exactly why the show remains timeless. A scene that crossed the line. Few directors pursue realism as intensely as Quentin Tarantino. One moment, in Inglourious Bastard became infamous not for special effects, but for what truly happened on set. In the scene, Diane Kruger's character is strangled to death. Instead of using a stunt double, Tarantino performed the act himself, believing it was the only way to capture true emotion. With Kruger's consent, he applied pressure as cameras rolled. Though rehearsed and monitored for safety, the discomfort was real. The result is a scene filled with raw authenticity, trembling, silence, and fear that feel unsettlingly real. It's a moment that lingers, showing how far some filmmakers go to chase emotional truth. When method acting went too far, even a family comedy can carry scars. While filming Home Alone, a gag turned painful when Joe Pesci accidentally bit Macaulay Culkin's finger during a scene. The bite drew blood and wasn't planned. Culkin, only 9 years old, was genuinely shocked, and the scar remains today. The footage stayed in the movie, adding unexpected realism to the comedy. Despite the incident, Culkin later joked about it, and the story became part of the film's legacy. From dangerous stunts to unscripted emotion, these moments prove that some of cinema's most unforgettable scenes were never planned. Reality has a way of breaking through fiction, and when it does, it leaves a lasting mark. Which moment surprised you the most? Share your thoughts, subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories, and stay tuned for what happened after the cameras stopped rolling.